Why does it have to tell us that?
I don't know. You ready? I'm about to start.
Let's hit it, man.
Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me is Jamie, and we are coming to you off a hot weekend of racing at Watkins Glen. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Jamie?
Doing fantastic, man. Just spent a week in Texas and glad now I'm not there anymore.
Heck yeah, we are still virtual, everybody. So this show also will be up on our YouTube channel. You'll see Jamie looking around the room. He's
Brad
got,
is in Buffalo. I came back
yep,
from Texas. Brad went to Buffalo.
I'm in Buffalo at my wife's grandparents' house. I'm in my grandmother's beauty shop recording. If you watch the video, you will see the hair dryers and stuff around me. But
I see it over your left shoulder there. Isn't that a hair dryer?
yeah, I tried to sit in front of it, man, but I couldn't get the computer and everything posted up where I could sit comfortably. So I just took what I could get and rolled with it. Well, I had a good weekend of racing at Watkins Glen, and you know, a lot of questions were asked by a lot of reporters to a lot of people over the weekend. Ryan Blaney, everybody asking him and Martin Truex, what do they think? You know, right now Blaney's locked in. What do you think? I think Truex is out. I mean, Blaney's not locked in, but Blaney's in right now. If Chase Elliott goes out and wins at Daytona, Blaney's in. Bubba Wallace goes out and wins, Blaney's out. Do you think Truex can catch him? I mean,
What
anything
if
can happen at Daytona. That's
what
what's
if
so cool about this, man.
what if Truex wins?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we have one spot left. Winner takes all. Get into the playoffs going into Daytona, a night race at Daytona under the lights. There's no better scenario you could ask for. It could be Blaney on points. Blaney could get wrecked in stage one, and it could be Martin Truex on points. Bubba Wallace could win the race, knock both of them out, and Bubba Wallace makes the playoffs.
What about Todd Gilliland? Gilliland.
I don't think Todd's high enough in the points where if he wins, he'll make it. I think McDowell is.
Don't you think he'll bump Truex without a win?
Well, speaking of making the playoffs, what if Roger Penske pays off Kurt Busch to withdraw his waiver, and then when Kurt's better, just come back and race, but withdraw himself from the playoffs, essentially opening up two spots, giving Blaney just about a lock. He's higher up in the points, so that's not saying it's a lock, but it just about gives him a lock and allowing whoever random driver wins. Or Truex has a better shot and Blaney has a better shot. It gives both of them a pretty good shot of making it in. I mean,
Don't you think that would have to be done on the down low?
oh, no doubt. I'm asking you, theoretically speaking, my imagination, not even really an opinion. It's my imagination over being overactive.
Well,
But
if I was Roger, I
do
would
you,
do
do you
it. Get
see
all
that?
three.
Do you see that as a
Get all.
possibility? Could that happen?
We'll never know if it happened, but if Blaney's in, that's all three of Rogers' cars
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
exactly.
And
So,
depending on how much they get for it,
well, I would think you'd be able to make
maybe
more money off sponsorship if you're in the playoffs.
maybe Danny Hamlin.
Well,
No,
who
no,
would he?
it's Denny. It's
Why would
Denny.
he? Yeah,
He
but
could get enough money from Roger to buy another charter.
maybe Roger drops back to no. Roger just signed a long term deal. Ryan Blaney signed a long term contract extension last week with Penske. This is what I don't like. Here lately, they're announcing all these contract extensions, right? Ryan Blaney signs a long term. What's that? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 years?
Well, it just means that Rogers got
I'm
to
sure
buy
it's
him
not
out.
4 weeks, but you know what I'm saying. Like, is it 2 years? Like Bubba Wallace signed a multi-year deal. That could be a 2 year deal. You know, I would like to know the years. I want to know how long the deal is. It's just me being curious, but I mean, it's, if I'm a
I
fan of
wonder
that
why
driver, I
they
want to
didn't.
know.
I wonder why they didn't release how many years. And you know what? I think Ryan Blaney made a mistake. He's going to be the number 3 driver.
Well, Austin Cindric, his dad's there.
Joey
Joey
Logano's
Logano's a
got a
champion,
championship. So,
but I feel like Blaney does not have a win this year, but I feel like Blaney has outperformed Joey Logano, definitely Cindric. Blaney's just had a lot of bad luck. I don't know,
no,
and
I
he's had a lot
agree.
of bad races too, though. So,
I think Blaney's a better driver than his teammates.
oh, no
That's
doubt, no
that's
doubt.
why I think he needs to be somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think if I don't really know a lot about Penske, but I mean,
Well,
it looks like
Austin's
Roger Penske does not look scared to spend money. So, and that's unfortunately in NASCAR, we all know it takes a lot of money to be competitive. So, Penske's not afraid to spend that money. So, he's obviously going to be very competitive.
until Austin Cindric wins on a mile and a half or a short track, I don't think he's that great of a driver.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of out of Cindric except for at road courses. So,
I mean, he's got the 500, the Daytona 500, which is the most prestigious win there is, but he needs to win something else to prove he's a good driver.
no doubt. I agree
And don't
100% with that.
forget, he effed up Blaney to get there.
That's right. He did. He wrecked his teammate to get the win at Daytona.
Uh-huh.
Obviously,
So
teammates don't matter anymore.
no, they don't. Just ask
Anybody, any of the
Rick.
drivers. Ask any of the Gibbs boys, the Hendrick boys. The Gibbs boys wreck each other in the Xfinity series. They don't even care.
No, they don't.
Heck, look at KBM, Kyle Busch Motorsports. His drivers take each other out all the time. They can't get along to save their life. Speaking
Well,
of speaking of a Busch, how about Kurt Busch? He will be out. It's official until the playoffs starts. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, man. But what I am is I care about Kurt's well-being and his health. At this point, you've been out this long. Yes, so let's say you've recovered 100%. Is the risk worth it anymore? I mean, I don't know that answer, like I'm not Kurt. I'm not out there on the track.
I mean, that's definitely something for him to decide.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching Kurt race, so I want to see Kurt back in the car. But I want to see a healthy Kurt in the car. I would think, I don't know, man. It would I feel like it would be in the back of my mind. Like, what if I hit the wall, am I out for 8 more races? If I
Or
hit,
is he
or
gonna
yeah,
not know his name for the rest of his life?
yeah, am I like some of these NFL people who can't even say a straight sentence? You
Well,
don't.
some of them say that before they're that way before they get to the NFL.
Probably the drugs,
Steroids.
whatever, pills. All right. Well, other news, NASCAR has announced that August 23rd and 24th, they will be conducting an organizational test at Martinsville Speedway. Teams with 1 to 2 cars will be able to bring 1 car, and teams with 3 to 4 cars can bring 2 cars, and multiple drivers can test in the cars.
I
I'm,
think that's a good idea because Martinsville sucked, dude.
I think Martinsville sucked because of the weather. I hope. Okay, let me rephrase that. I hope Martinsville sucked because of the weather. I feel like Martinsville should be a good race if you're driving next gen car, the last model car, Mazda Miatas, go karts, side by
What if
sides. It
what if they
shouldn't
put
matter.
in what if they put in automatic transmissions for Martinsville?
Yeah, make them stop shifting.
Yeah.
I
Just give
would
them an
like,
automatic. Put it in
well,
drive.
even Kurt or Kevin Harvick said they need to fix these gear ratios. I mean, it's causing them to shift. It's the reason I think we're seeing some of this change in the way short tracks race for NASCAR now.
Well, I mean, the car was made for road tracks. I mean, and it's great for that, except for I thought Road America kind of sucked. So
Yeah, I
did
thought
Indy.
Road America sucked in my opinion. Coda sucked in my opinion. Indy's turn one was phenomenal. The rest of the turns
Yeah, the
sucked.
rest of the, but that was only good after a caution or
Yeah.
after
So we had a
stage.
handful of good turn ones at Indy, which was it made it watchable, but it
But
wasn't great.
Watkins Glen was good, throughout the race.
Oh,
I mean, there was
fact.
just action happen all over the place.
That's a fact. Hey, did you see that reporters asked Kyle Busch, kind of how he's been taking all this personally, whatever, whatnot. And he said he's had a lot of sleepless nights over this contract extension, and his family was going to have to make big adjustments into their lifestyle and their way of living. And he don't expect anybody to care. And he knows people are going to dog him for saying that. But, if you lose your job, it affects you. You make cuts, whether that's something small or what. Kyle, this is going to affect him too, obviously. So
Does that mean he might have to trade in his jet for a prop plane?
Yeah, it means when he gets out of the Xfinity race or a truck race, he might not be able to jump on an airplane and fly to another state to watch Brexton race. He might have to just miss a race, I think that's what it means.
Well, doesn't it mean that if he does have the money to continue his lifestyle, he was living beyond his means?
No, he's good
Why
as long
not?
as he keeps making what he's making. So he's living at his means, right? It doesn't matter. Like, who cares, I hate it for Kyle. I think it sucks that we are almost completely through August and we have Kyle Busch, who's won over 200 races in the NASCAR
And the only
series as a whole.
multi-champion driver.
Yeah,
That's it.
And he's not signed next year, and really he's not done. I mean, Kyle's 38 years old. Kyle's still in his prime. Kyle's got at least 4 to 5 good years left in him.
Do you think that's what he's holding out for, a multi-year deal, so he can finish?
I don't know if
Give
that's
me,
out there anymore. I don't
give
think
me 5, 6 years
where's he going to go?
to KBM Cup team, driving a
Colleague.
Toyota with a partnership with
Maybe he goes to KBM, Colleague Busch Motorsports.
JGR.
KBM,
Yeah.
Colleague Busch Motorsports. Or
Well,
maybe he
supposedly
goes
today
to.
was going to be wasn't Colic teasing us for a big announcement today?
Oh, there was teases last week for a big announcement, but until
Maybe
Gibbs tells Kyle he's out, I don't think we'll hear the announcement. I don't know, man. I mean, I could be completely wrong. We could get done recording this podcast literally this afternoon. Kyle Busch
do you
just
think
signed with Richard Childress Racing.
you think
Kyle Busch is
Colic
going to Rick Ware Racing.
or maybe they're just gonna do an NFT with Camaros?
Maybe Kyle's going to go drive the 51 car for Rick Ware, like the 51 truck, and then put Rowdy on it. Just saying.
Why not?
All right, so let's talk about
He
some
could
Watkins
do it.
Glen racing, man. Ty Gibbs gets into William Byron, fighting for the lead, taking both of them out of contention, giving the lead to Kyle Larson, who was able to hold off a hard charging AJ Allmendinger and Sammy Smith to win the Xfinity race Saturday. Dude, I thought the Xfinity race was great.
He also held off a hard charging Chase Elliott.
Did he?
Larson did.
Oh yeah.
He went straight instead of taking the turn.
Oh, man, you didn't skip to Sunday. You threw me off a whole day.
Oh yeah.
You're messing me up about like Chase Elliott messed me up when he got out of the car and said Bristol. Dude, that threw me off. I text Jamie last night. I'm like, dude, I literally just spent an hour putting together the fantasy lineup, the track facts, and everything for Daytona. And here we go. We're going to Bristol next weekend instead. I've screwed up big time. Nope. Chase.
Hey, Ripken. Ripken wants to be in on the show. Hey, Rip. It's the mailman.
I can't barely hear it, so you good. So Jeff Gluck poll, after 3,203 votes, 93% of the people who voted said yes, it was a good race. 7% say no, it was not a good race. On a scale of 1 to 10, Jamie, I'm going to go with a 7. What are you going to give it?
I give it a 7.
Dude, I'm completely shocked that Watkins Glen turned out to be a decent race.
I'm not.
You thought it was going to be better than the other races we've had at road courses?
Yes.
No,
I thought it was going to be just total awesome sauce.
I thought it was going to suck. Road America sucked. Indy sucked, except for that one corner. But I thought it would suck, man. But I was thoroughly
But don't
surprised.
you think? I mean, if you look at altitude change with Coda, it goes way up, does a paperclip turn, comes back way down. Whereas Watkins Glen, you got pit row, you start going down a hill, and you got a hard right turn.
Yeah,
That's where everybody's.
It's a high speed road course. That's what made the difference. I
Yeah.
think. If it wouldn't have been a high speed road course, it probably would not have been nearly as good as what it was. So
I think the course was, I think Coda was artificially made for their hills.
probably.
Because I've been to Texas, there are no hills.
I'm telling you, man, I enjoyed the race. It was hard, good racing all day. I got no complaints.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson. They
What
kept
about
saying, "Oh, it was accidental that he ran Chase all the way down turn one."
Trying to get me worked up, aren't you?
They were saying it wasn't on purpose. I think it was.
He knew exactly what he was doing. It was 100%
yeah.
on purpose. Like,
Uh-huh.
there's no doubt in my mind. But what I hate it when these drivers get out and just apologize over and over. Just freaking own it, man. Just say, I wanted to win the race. I went out there. I got into Chase. I wrecked him. You wrecked him at Fontana. You wrecked him yesterday at Watkins Glen.
He didn't quite. He was a little nicer. He didn't really wreck him. He just made him take a wide turn.
You didn't wreck him, but he raced him hard. Look, yesterday, we saw it yesterday. You couldn't pass. Once the race got going, they got strung out. And there wasn't a lot of passing being made. So on a restart, you got to go for it, man. Just that's all. Don't get out and say I'm not proud of it. You've done it twice this year. Don't say that's not how I raced. Just say I wanted to win. I did what I had to do to win. Leave it at that. I didn't wreck him. I didn't bump him. I didn't move him. I didn't crowd him. I didn't overdrive him. I won the race, period.
But
leave it at that.
Let's also, Chase needs to realize that they're not teammates. Because all Chase had to do was take a little
in NASCAR.
All Chase had to do is take a little right turn on his rear fender, and he would have spun him out. Chase was too nice.
Yes, there's both of them though. Like Larson shows, he understands that a teammate works on his pit crew. A teammate is his crew chief. A teammate is not Kyle Busch. I mean, Chase Elliott or William Byron or Alex Bowman. Those aren't his teammates. There are other race cars on the track with their own team that just happen to have the same owner as you. I understand they might share information, but information is just a bunch of letters and numbers.
It's like if
when the rubber meets the road, you're racing for a win. There's only one winner. It doesn't matter that you have 3 teammates on the track. You want to win every single time. You want to get paid.
A great example would be if Joe Gibbs owned the Giants, the Eagles, the Panthers, and the Dallas Cowboys. They're all playing to win.
That's it. And when they play each other, they're not going to roll over.
No.
I mean, this isn't.
But I do think
tag team wrestling. I mean, this is NASCAR.
I think Chase did not retaliate on that long straightaway that was really a curve when he could have, because he was thinking Larson's my teammate.
No, I mean, yes, I think Chase cuts Larson. I mean, just like at Bristol, Chase held up Kevin Harvick. Although, yes, Chase and Harvick were having their little spat, whatever, they were getting into it. Their spat, whatever. I mean, but he did help his teammate win. And
yeah, he did.
Kyle Larson put him in the wall. what he did at Fontana was a little over aggressive, in my opinion. But whatever. What he did yesterday was hard racing, or it was just wanting to. Like I said, he wanted to win the race. I can't hate the guy for
I
that.
thought his move was awesome.
Exactly. I cannot hate the guy
I
for
was
that.
like, wow, he just ran him straight down past the corner. Then he out cornered him and kept first place.
It was awesome. I mean, it was just,
I mean, it's
it was good
brilliant.
driving. Like Larson drove that car on the edge of out of control all day. He had AJ Allmendinger right on his butt all day, or not all day, but you know what I mean. After the whole Chase thing,
And what did I text you? I said Chase is playing checkers and Kyle Larson's playing chess.
exactly. So
You got a customer coming in to get her hair done.
I want to give a shout out to NASCAR. I'm not a fan of these cars racing in the rain. I don't really care for rain tires. Actually, I don't think they really raced when they had rain tires on. I think they played follow the leader until they put slicks on. But I would much rather watch the cars run around for 15 laps with rain tires on while the track dries than watch track dryers run around the track for 2 hours. So,
didn't you like the fact though that it created a new strategy? How long do we keep our rain tires on?
yeah. Oh, I mean, look, I don't like rain racing. To me, these cup cars just it's not the style of racing we're used to. You know, it's more of a cautious racing. You got to be careful. But I like the strategy it added. I like the fact that we were able to get out there and race. Heck, I even like the fact that NASCAR decided to call off starting the race until they could get a little bit better visibility for the other drivers that were farther back on the track.
No, I think it made for a great race. I went to church in Atlanta, so it allowed me to watch the whole race. The rain.
Yeah. We were talking about AJ Allmendinger chasing Kyle Larson for the win there yesterday at the end of the race. He was also chasing Kyle Larson for the win there Saturday at the end of the race. They finished 1-2 Saturday and 1-2 Sunday. This is only the second time in NASCAR history that the same drivers have finished 1-2 in all NASCAR sanctioned events for that weekend. And the last time it happened was in 2014 at New Hampshire with Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch.
Don't you think that, well, you started earlier about Xfinity, but the Xfinity race was an awesome race.
It was.
It was.
Big shout out to Sammy Smith, dude. He come out and won stage one. That was pretty darn cool. And then he followed that up with a top 5 finish.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. And Ty Gibbs, man, that dude, he can drive, man.
He can.
He's just a bad boy, you know. I'm not used to the aggressive driver as one I'm actually kind of pulling for. And I like Gibbs, man. I really do. Like to the point where I'm probably going to be a Gibbs fan to an extent next year. Like I really respect the dude.
Yeah, I griped about him when he beginning of the Xfinity season, but I think, you know, he ought to just own his dark suit or his dark hat. And I'll root for him probably the way I did Dale Sr.
And what's cool about Gibbs, you know, and pulling for him now, or you know, becoming a fan as he enters the Cup Series, is he's entering the Cup Series. So it's I don't know. I like Chase Elliott because he's a Georgia boy, and he'll always be a Georgia boy. And you know, Georgia Bulldogs, go Dogs. I'm a Georgia boy, so I got that connection. But that Chase to me is just I don't know, kind of like sliced bread.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a personality, and we need some personality.
Yeah.
So, I mean, wouldn't you have loved it if he just said, I'm going to get that asshole next time. Screw Kyle. I don't care if he's on my team. I'm going to hit his rear bumper so hard, he's going to be eating.
I was surprised at how well Chase handled himself, man. Like all those reporters were trying to get Chase. He's like, so how about your teammate wrecking you? Chase is like, all I can say is congratulations and can't wait to get on to the next race. He's like, well, how about that? How about your teammate wrecking you, Chase? He's like, all I can say is congratulations to the 5 team and can't wait. Looking forward to getting to Bristol.
Don't you think he was pissed?
Oh,
He
gosh.
seemed
You
very
know he was
pissed.
mad, dude. You could see how mad he was. I mean, he was.
I mean,
just
I
fuming.
I was surprised he didn't do a Denny Hamlin and just start ramming Kyle while he's waving his checkered flag.
Wouldn't have surprised me. So during the middle of the race yesterday, because of the pit strategies, you had like Joey Hand, Corey LaJoy, those guys were up front for a while. And then the pit strategies would rotate back out, and Chase, Larson, and McDowell, they would roll back to the front. But at one point, Steve Letarte said during the show, he said that yellow car right there holding up the line is Corey LaJoy in the 7. And I was like, dang, Letarte, just call him out. Hey, you know,
Well,
I mean, yeah, he looked like he was holding him up, but I don't know. I saw some people on Twitter giving Steve Letarte crap a few weeks ago, saying he always calls out Rick Ware Racing guys and he should try to hold his tongue a little more. And I thought it was funny, but did you notice it?
yeah, I noticed it. I thought it was funny too. I mean,
I like
it's
Steve
true.
Letarte because he just says, he doesn't overthink what he says. Like if you try to censor him, it's not going to be Steve Letarte anymore. So, hey, I don't know if you caught on to this. I know maybe NBC and NASCAR didn't talk about it enough. I don't know if you knew it or not, but we had an international driver in the field. We actually had
Kimmy.
like 7 countries represented. I don't know if you caught that or not. I feel like they talked about it a little bit on the broadcast and all week leading up to the race, didn't they?
Well, Kimmy did pretty good until he didn't do any good. Well, until the number 1 wrecked the field.
Yeah, really, that was all on Ross, but whatever. We're about used to somebody's going to get Chastained every week, and I'm okay with that. Ross is not going to get championshiped, but somebody's going to get Chastained for sure.
And he doesn't seem to care. I mean,
Obviously not.
I would think his car owner would say, "Hey, can you just try to bring it in clean for just once?"
I don't think
Bring
they
it in
care.
clean.
I think they like what he's doing. I mean, we talk about him almost every single week on the show. So what he's doing is obviously working. So keep doing it. I don't want him to stop, honestly, because look, that's a blank spot in the show every week that we leave open. It's the Ross Chastain segment. Who got Chastain this week? We talk about it every week. So if
he's our new Kyle Busch.
There's a lot of new Kyle Bushes, and that's
There are
bad news for Kyle Busch.
Yeah, it is.
No, it was cool to see Kimmy out there. I have no idea how to say his last name. Raikkonen.
Rockatan.
Raikkonen. I mean, we can't even say Helio Castroneves, so we knew. I got Kimmy. I'm good with Kimmy, but don't ask me to pronounce his last name. It's just
where's he from? Sweden?
Over yonder.
Finland?
Over yonder.
Oi.
So we had the radio style broadcast yesterday, and they've done this in the past. And I've kind of been critical of it in the past, but to be honest with you, I quite enjoyed it yesterday. I don't know.
No, I enjoyed it.
I don't know why I was so critical of it in the past. I mean, I really enjoy Mike Bagley. I like listening to him on Sirius XM radio. I think he does a good job on MRM or PRM, whichever one he's on. I'm just completely screwed that up, but whatever.
They're the same, but for different racetracks, basically.
Anyway, I like how he does. I think he does a good job, but really, I think because Letarte Jr. and those guys, Burton, have done it so long now, the radio style broadcast, and they don't do it at every road course, so we're not getting too much of it anymore. But I think they've gotten good at it. So it's still, to me, it feels like a normal broadcast, except it's not. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously it's not, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Well, they got a 2.5 mile course they got to cover, right? So they need to spread them out and do that, really. Think about it.
Yeah, but to me, it didn't feel like they weren't together. You know what I mean? They were, all of them are in different places around the track, but it still, to me, felt like they were all right there together. They played really well off each other the whole time.
Quick charades. What driver am I?
No idea.
Joey Hand. Joey Hand.
Your name's Jamie, so would it be Jamie Hand?
Well, no, I'm
We're
impersonating
playing
him.
charades. Okay.
I'm impersonating him.
I don't know. Who am I? Who am I? Quick, charades. Who am I?
Looks like you got two.
Yeah.
An F and a U.
Who gives the double birds? I'm
Can you
Chase
drive
Elliott.
with
Chase Elliott, remember?
drive with those? Can you drive with them?
Remember when it Chase Elliott they gave the double birds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't that to Harvick?
Who am I? All right, man. We're getting ready to go to Daytona.
Oh boy.
Daytona is going to be a good race, but we're not going. But if we were going, Jamie, is there any particular hotels we might want to avoid?
Yeah, you and I got some experience with Daytona hotels.
Oh yeah,
Going to races. We'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm hopeful that you're going to bring that in.
I'm a little suspicious about the Google reviews at this point, but let me just talk about the Seascape Inn in Shane Mundy. He gave it a 1 out of 5 on, just a month ago. So, this is very current. Yeah. Fresh review. So he says, planning on a vacation? Let me tell you that if you are going to Daytona Beach in Daytona Beach Shores, Florida, do not, I repeat, do not book a stay at the Seascape Inn. This place is so horrible. It's literally a risk to the health and welfare of anyone who stays there. They have mold in the refrigerator, microwave, and the bathroom. Stains and holes in the walls, old rusty appliances, bed bugs, dirty walls and floors. The bedding smells of urine. They overcharged for the room. I was quoted $89 per night, and they charged me $145. They falsely advertised the whole hotel and rooms. I'm surprised they don't have hourly rates because this place is as bad as a crack house. They told me my room has an ocean view. Not unless you call a sliver view over parking lots and the hotel next door and their outdoor pool and or the balcony of the rooms beside you. I bet your neighbor doesn't want you staring at them when you try to get a glimpse of the beach or the ocean. So the neighbor doesn't want you staring at them when you're trying to get a glimpse. The balcony has cigarette butts. I don't know. Maybe they were exhibitionists. Here's the thing. If you're looking out your window and you see a naked person in another building, they probably want you to see them.
Oh, no
or
doubt.
They would have closed the curtains or the blinds.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about that.
Well, they say 15 minutes after arriving, I went to see the view from my room, which I guess was just a sliver through someone's balcony in a parking lot. And the first thing I got to watch is the local police taking some guy from his vehicle outside of my room. Was that a Chester molester trying to get in?
It might have been that guy that was sleeping in the alleyway that we saw.
Oh, yeah, it could have been. They completely ruined my family vacation and the first family trip I have ever been able to take in my whole life. That's really a shame.
I mean, it is. So, but
you probably shouldn't have gone to Daytona to begin with.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's a good point. But also, did you not read the reviews? Like, come on, dude. You're not the first person to leave a negative review. If I've learned anything over the last 28 episodes, it's you gotta read the reviews. If you don't read the review, or 29 episodes, my bad. If you don't read the reviews, then this is what happens. I mean, it's happened to us. We know. We have learned from personal experience. Read the reviews. Every hotel I've booked, when we drove up here to Buffalo, the hotels I booked, I read the reviews, or my wife read the reviews. Heck, my wife
Just
freaked out about hotels after this show.
well, basically, if it's a 4.0 or better, you're pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, you'll find a.
We stayed at a Hampton Inn on the way up, and it wasn't bad at all.
I mean, you'll find a couple of bad reviews at a good hotel.
Heck, we'll be in a Holiday Inn next week. So
Yeah.
when we go to North
Is that
Wilkesboro,
just next week or is that 2 weeks? Oh yeah, it's
that's
next
week, dude. I get home
Wow.
from upstate New York. We're driving home. We leave Saturday. We drive 10 hours Saturday to Kentucky. Sunday, we drive 6 hours home. Tuesday, me, Jamie, and my son, we get up and we go to North Wilkesboro. Come back Thursday. Can't wait.
I need to rotate the tires on the Prius, I guess.
Anybody will jump on that this week, boss.
Yeah, better do it this weekend. So we're gonna go next to the Host Inn, Daytona.
Host sounds too much like Ghost.
Yes, it does, which we've had.
Yes, we have
Had a review. And it's Harley Rose. You think that's
Oh yeah, that's real. That's real. Harley Rose is definitely real. They're going to Daytona.
Is there
It's where bike week's at, right?
Is there a child named Gun?
Gunsin.
And Gunsin Rose?
Yeah. This is my son Gunsin.
Well, Harley says it's a 1 out of 5. It's the worst experience. Terrible location, terrible staff, terrible prices. She charged us $100 to stay on a Saturday night. That's probably about right, even at a 1-star hotel at a beach, don't you think? $100?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, even if the hotel is no better than a homeless camp in Los Angeles, the ocean's there.
I mean, honestly, $100 right now is extremely cheap. So,
well, here's something.
$100 means you're going to be sleeping with cockroaches and bed bugs, and maybe somebody's jumping out of a hole.
But 50, then she just, I think she edited this before she posted it, because she said, after that, when we arrived back to the motel, there's something missing. Around midnight, we stripped the beds to go to sleep and noticed the top sheet was crummy with matted hair. Does crummy mean there's food crumbs and then hair in there?
I don't want to know what crummy means, but matted hair sounds horrible.
I mean,
especially crummy matted hair.
Yeah. Ugh. The bottom sheet was even worse with textured stains. What's that? Dried peanut butter?
Textured stains. That's like, I don't know, man. You got skid marks on the sheets. You got a problem.
Yeah. Well, they say it looked like old dried blood and more hair.
Well, I mean, maybe. I guess if somebody was bleeding when they went to bed, maybe they've been shot.
When they explained the situation to the front desk attendant, she spouted off that we would have to deal with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, deal with it.
And whoa, here's even better. And that everyone else is sleeping on dirty sheets. Oh, gross. Really? She said that?
And they're not complaining. Now go back to bed, Diana.
She was completely unwilling to help in the slightest. I'm not even going to go on about how dirty the rest of the room or the bathroom was. Save yourself and stay far away from here.
I mean, it's not just don't stay here. Don't even stay next door to here. Like, that's the craziest thing. The lady at the desk, she's like, yeah, man, what are you complaining about? Everybody else is sleeping on dirty sheets. Bye, Felicia. Get out of here.
Now, I want to point out something. We're going to do 4 hotels like we usually do, but not a single one will be a Wyndham. These were rated worse.
Oh, no doubt. At Daytona, Wyndham's probably an upgrade for this crap.
Yeah, Wyndham's a good place. We've been there.
All right, where are we going next? All right, before you even read the name, they did the mistake. An inn cannot be a suite. You know that. Can't. It's an inn. Mm-hmm. An inn is an inn. A suite is a suite. You can't have it both ways.
They call it the Roomba Inn.
That's a vacuum cleaner, isn't it?
We have one here. It's a robot vacuum cleaner. You pull out your phone, open the app, and hit start, and it vacuums.
They don't.
But
They called it
I
the
don't,
Roomba, and they don't vacuum probably.
they don't have vacuums, I don't think. So Melody Petrolo. Now that's a real name.
Oh no,
Who
doubt.
would make a fake name out of Petrolo?
Or melody.
Yeah.
That's like
And she
melody, like
gave,
a song.
uh-huh. She gives it a 1 out of 5. She says it's the worst place to stay in. We decided to check out about 3 to 4 hours after we checked in. The customer service was horrible. The people were disgusting and looked like they were given jobs off the street. They didn't care if you had anything wrong with your room. What does that have to do with any? Oh, because they must have complained. And they're like, we don't care.
We no care.
They will not return your money. I found weed in my bed.
Was that like a welcoming basket they leave?
No, I think it's so humid in the room, grass grows,
Oh,
and someone left the weed in the grass. The floors were disgusting. People were making noise on both sides of my hotel room, and the area was unsafe, and I felt
well,
unsafe.
naturally, if it's an unsafe area, you're gonna feel unsafe. I mean,
Most disgusting place I've ever booked. I was afraid to even leave the door open to take stuff out of my vehicle. Well, we've been to a hotel similar to that.
yeah, but we didn't make it 3 to 4 hours.
No, and we had guns with us.
Making us feel safer.
Yeah. So they checked out at 11:45. Was told that the day manager wasn't there and I need to speak with him directly. I guess to get a refund or to leave. Was on hold for yeah, probably. Was on hold for 20 minutes. Then the manager Ephraim, spelled capital E, capital F, capital R, capital A, capital I, capital N. Do you have I should go to the courthouse and make my name legally all capitalized.
Ephraim.
But Ephraim threatened me saying he has my name, address, and phone number. And then he read it out loud to me and said, "Beautiful place, ma'am." Oh, jeez. Now that is not nice at all. I am now scared he's going to come after me. I guess she lives in Florida and vacation in Florida.
Why would you vacation where you live at? And you're at the Roomba suite. But this dude here, like, that's not cool, dude. Beautiful place, ma'am. Yeah, I'd be creeped out too.
That's cheesy, man. That's what is he, mafia?
Probably. Or thinks he is. He probably watched a mafia movie that morning. All right.
But his name's Ephraim. I don't think he's mafia.
Maybe it's supposed to be reframe.
Next, we have Daniel Jones.
Same hotel.
Same hotel. And Daniel says, after he gives it a 1.5, this is certainly not a 2-star hotel. So
Obviously.
he's used to 2-star. he's used to 2 stars. These 1 stars that piss him off.
And I've been looking all day for this 2-star, hearing this a 1. Can't believe y'all would lie to me and tell me it was 2.
I arrived at 2:30 and was
man.
told check-in is not until 3.
Well, yeah, it's
Came
not
back
a
at
2-star,
4:30.
dude.
He came back at 4:30 p.m. and was told room it was still not clean. Came back at 5:30 and was finally able to check in. Once in the room, I noticed that the window was broken in the bathroom. By broken, I mean it didn't have a window in it anymore. We called on the front desk and was told not to worry about it. No one could get in the room because we were on the 2nd floor. What about pigeons and bats? That's really disgusting, dude.
You're in Florida too. You know how hot it is?
Even at night,
no matter how hard you run your air.
Unless you're there for the 24 hours of Daytona, then it's 24 degrees.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh man.
We asked to be moved to another room and was told they were sold out prom weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We just kept does that mean they rent to underage kids to party?
I don't know.
Probably. We just kept the door shut and continued on. We then noticed the room had no toilet paper. Another red flag.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't give us I guess the broken window was a red flag. Then the toilet
Maybe it wasn't.
was clogged. So we again called the front desk and they came up to plunge it. They spilled sewage all over the floor and said they would be right back with a mop and never came back. It's because they don't want to play in poop. I wouldn't
No,
want to.
this doesn't work.
For a cheap place to stay, it works.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I'm going to go.
No.
Well, you said it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
They start at now. They bring positive. The AC was cold. The room was clean. No, it wasn't clean.
You had sewage in the floor.
You had
How
shit
is your
water
room
on the
clean? You
floor.
have sewage in the bathroom floor. You have to wear tennis shoes to take a shower in, and you're still gonna get E. coli.
But wait, there's more. He then goes to say the location was amazing.
Okay.
Within walking distance of Hog Heaven.
Oh, Hog Heaven. There you go.
The boardwalk, many shops, and is directly next door to an awesome restaurant and bar. Why didn't they tell us
right out the window?
Why didn't they tell us what restaurant it was? It's next to Hog Heaven.
Look, the dude has no window, has sewage in the floor, and the red flag for him is no toilet paper. This dude is made for a 1-star hotel, 100%. Because his only problem, he's like, yeah, well, hotel wasn't that bad. There was a little doo-doo in the floor, and they didn't have a window. It got hot in there. You know, it was real hot in the afternoon. But
that dude,
it wasn't that bad.
Was old.
It wasn't that bad, man, until I realized they had no toilet paper, and I was going to have to use the carpet. What an idiot.
Plus, the doo-doo stain was
It must have been the bar next door. He was so drunk by the time he got in there, he didn't mind walking through the sewage on the floor. Hog Heaven, baby. But, all right. This is the moment I've been waiting for, Jamie. I've been waiting for this.
And I'm going to read these reviews, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it a little. So,
the beach house.
First we have Jin May. She goes as far as to tell us exactly what day she was booked. I was booked to stay March 16, 2022 and March 17, 2022. And on March 17, 2022, a situation happened with another guest staying that resulted in him having blood all over him. He then proceeded to get blood all over the hotel's guardrails by going up to his room. I had my 2 younger kids with me. We were on the 2nd floor, and the way they handled the sanitation process was extremely poor. I ended up checking out early and finding somewhere else for the kids and I to stay.
Wasn't she already checking out on the 17th?
Was this some drunk dude that dove into the pool and busted his head open? The green pool?
It could have been a crackhead asleep in the alleyway behind the hotel, or this guy could have crawled out from under the rusted bathtub in the room that we walked into. Look, this doesn't shock me at all, but I know you said we'll talk about it afterwards, so I won't.
Well, next we have Jay Resnick, and this is a month ago. 1 out of 5, just like our other friend. Horrible. We have tried to contact your office and speak to a manager, but get told manager is out of town. We are out of almost $200. We checked in maybe in the room for 15 minutes, turned around and walked out, and get told to call a number, and then the lady says no refund.
There she is.
There she is.
Gold gem glove lady.
We're still going to get our refund because we were there, but left over the hotel room. It was nasty. They left over it. I will not recommend to anyone. It would not let me respond to your comment. I understand we did not show up. Yes. If we did not show up, yes, no refund. But we checked in and seen
in our room
how nasty the room was, and I was not staying. So we should be able to get out refund. If I could give this no stars, I would.
Hey, I pity this guy because I know exactly what room he probably walked into, because that's the same room we walked out of after 15 minutes. But come on, man, you didn't have to be an idiot and fall into the 0-star trap. You can't give it 0 stars. No matter how many times you say that, You still can't give it 0 stars. You give it 1 and you shut up and move on. Carry on. What an idiot.
So
We're
the
going to talk
next
about these two now,
person,
or we're talking about. Okay.
well, the next review is James Farrow 6 months ago.
That's you.
James gave it 1 out of 5.
This ain't your review.
It's like the first 2-3 sentences.
It's your edit. They've edited your
They
review.
they did, and I don't know how they did it. Do not stay here, Roach Motel. Checked in and then checked out. Was told no refunds by a lady. So just to
With
reiterate,
gold glove,
yeah,
Gold's Gym
Gold's
gloves
Gym
on.
weightlifting gloves.
Yeah.
They did not care that their room had hair on the toilet seat, holes in the walls that they stuffed with toilet paper, rusted out bathtub.
We
I
posted
go,
pictures of these holes in the wall stuffed with toilet paper on Google. The pictures, from what I could find today, are still there. So if you go in that room, you will see toilet paper stuffed in those holes.
but I want to. Here's a response from the owner, which is very weird. He says, "Your voice is very important to us, James. I am sorry to hear that you did not receive a refund for the room you were given." Well, he's the owner. Isn't he the one that's able to give a refund?
Yep.
Please let us know what the reason for denial was. And also, I was not able to find any toilet paper stuffed in any walls of our rooms. Really?
We specifically gave the room number in the review. You know who James Farrow is. And the pictures are on the website, dude. Everybody, I've had like over 700 views on that one picture. There's toilet paper stuck in 2 holes. Now, granted, I haven't been there in 6 months. Maybe
But
they
Brad,
spackled over it, but I doubt it.
I couldn't find your review.
I know. I couldn't either. I looked. I found my pictures though. My pictures are there. Your pictures are still there. It's the review. My review is not even showing up under my account. I don't know what happened. So the first lady has got a dude who's dying or something. He's got blood all over him. Drags
And he
up the rails.
bleeds all over the hotel.
Dude, they don't clean the floors. They don't own a vacuum. They have one wash rag they've been using for 17 years and never washed
when
it
you
because there's no way to wash anything. She parks
and
her
at the beach
motorcycle
inn,
inside the place because it's so sketchy.
she does. And you're now partitioned off from getting in there with plexiglass, so you can't touch her
Or her motorcycle.
What motorcycle it was.
No, you're like, remember they put like a wall up. They have a little bit slit in the wall and you stick your credit card through it and she could run off and do whatever she wanted.
Well, if you really think about it, let's go back in time, like on Scooby Doo. Remember when we got there? They said your reservation has been canceled.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you my theory on that now, though.
Don't you think we should have moved on?
Yes, I do. But I also think your reservation had not been canceled. I think she said that so she could charge you more at the new rate and not have to share the money with the third party. So I think she has the ability to cancel it through the third party without it being a penalty for you or her. And then she went in and rebooked it so she got all the money and didn't have to share it. That's my theory. Because these people are cheap. They're really cheap.
We've read reviews where other people have accused other hotels of the same thing. But this room actually had a hole in its bathtub that led under the hotel to the sand.
Yeah, it was extremely sketchy.
There was pee-poo on the toilet seat.
Oh man, it was horrible, dude. This was literally the nastiest place. I couldn't even pee in the toilet. It was that nasty. I wasn't even willing to stand in the bathroom with the door. The door, when we shut the door, the back of the door had holes punched in it. And brown stains everywhere in the bathroom, on the ceiling, in the room. I mean, it looked like somebody had bled in that room and just drug down the wall. It was horrible. So if you ever go to Daytona, no matter what you do, just don't stay at the Beach House Inn ever. But unless you want to get shot, killed, died, or catch some kind of crazy STD that the world's never heard of, I mean, that's your call.
But if you're bored and it's after 3, and there's a lot of high-rise hotels, so the sun after 3 is going to get behind those hotels, so you can't sunbathe on the beach anyway. If you're bored after 3, walk up to the Beach House Inn and say, "Hey, we're looking for a room. Can we look at one first?"
Yeah, just
And
go check it out. They won't
then
let you.
you too
Just
can
go to
experience.
the front office.
Yeah.
That's enough of an entertaining thing there.
When you see the methed out, toothless little skinny lady with the Gold's Gym weightlifting gloves, and I think she used them for her riding gloves on her little black motorcycle.
And it was cold, so they were supposed to be that's the only gloves she had,
But I've looked it up for anybody that was really curious. They're at 1601 South Atlantic Avenue, Daytona Beach,
Check
Florida, 32118. And their phone number is 386 255 2221.
Oh man.
But do not, whatever you do not slide a credit card under that little glass window to that crazy lady.
Yeah, you're
only
getting back
words,
an STD, and it's going to cost you $85.
And you're going to get it from your credit card.
Yeah. All right.
When you put it, all right.
We're going to Daytona.
You sure we're not going to Bristol?
I mean, I was truly confused when I texted you last night, and I was so distraught. Like, I just spent this time working on all this stuff, and here we go. We're going to Bristol. But no, we are, in fact, going to Daytona. It is the final race, the last cutoff race before the playoffs start. It's going to be a wild one. Daytona is a 2.5-mile high-speed tri-oval super speedway. The banking in the turns is 31 degrees. It's an asphalt track. It'll hold 146,000 people. NASCAR owns it. It opened in 1959. The race will be on the big network on NBC at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it will be on MRN radio. Man, I can't wait. I love Daytona and Talladega.
Yeah, Daytona is one of my favorite tracks. And to be honest with you, if you're a NASCAR fan, you need to go there, not just for the race, but spend a few days just to check things out.
I didn't say this, but the race is Saturday night, everybody. It's not Sunday like usual. So I want to throw that out there before I mess somebody up. But
yeah, don't get home after church and start yelling at your significant other. Well, there's nothing on TV. Nothing but damn golf.
And you've missed the whole thing. No, I'm with you, man. I think if you've never been to Daytona, even if you can't get there for the race, you got to go check out the track. Just walk around. I mean, it is a beautiful facility. I'm hoping to go back to the Daytona 500 in the next couple of years, but we will be down there for the 24-hour race. That's already a done deal. So,
well, the France family have spent a ton of money on it, upgrading it.
It is. I've never been to Indy, so I can't say what Penske's done for Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I don't know that, but I have been to Atlanta. I've been to Talladega. I've been to Charlotte. I've been to Bristol. And so on. But Daytona right now is the nicest track I've ever been to currently in my life. It's like walking around a clean mall.
Like, it was spotless,
shiny tile floors. I mean, it's just the attention to detail, just the little things to make it not look like this down south redneck pavilion where it's concrete everything and you're peeing in a trough that's been there since 1983. Daytona steps it up.
Well, I reviewed the track on Google while we were down there and gave it 5 out of 5 stars.
I didn't do that, but I should have, because man, it is a beautiful facility. I really can't wait to go back.
You still can.
Well, I'll just wait till we go back for the next year for the 24 hours, and then I'll review it then. And then it's like 2 reviews.
There you go.
One from each of us. Our show reviewed it doubly. All right, going into Daytona. Denny Hamlin has 33 starts there. He has 3 wins and 12 top 10s. Kevin Harvick has 42 starts, 2 wins, and 16 top 10s. Michael McDowell has 22 races, 1 win, and 8 top 10s. Joey Logano has 27 starts, 1 win, and 9 top 10s. Kyle Busch has 34 starts, 1 win, and 10 top 10s. Ryan Blaney has 14 starts, 1 win, and 6 top 10s. 14 wins. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? It's 14 starts, 1 win, and 6 top 10s. Martin Truex Jr. I kind of threw this one in there because Martin needs a good race to win. And I just wanted everybody to know how bad his stats really are there. He has 34 starts, 0 wins, and 5 top 10s. 5 out of 34 races, he only has 5 top 10s.
I would bet you that his Talladega stats look close to that.
Oh, he's not he's never been a restrictor plate or whatever, super speedway racer.
Yeah, never.
Right. So the Daytona 500 earlier this year, we have seen this car on this track. We do have some kind of idea of what it's going to do. We have a notebook on it, as Larry Mack would say. So the top 10 finishing order at the Daytona 500 earlier this year, going from first to 10th, Austin Cindric, Bubba Wallace, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, David Reagan, Brad Keselowski, and Chase Elliott in 10th. Jamie, for my fantasy picks this week, I'm going to go with McDowell, Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, and Ryan Blaney.
Those are good picks. And McDowell has, he's won the 500. And he was doing good at Watkins Glen.
I mean, he's been decent all year.
Yeah, he has. But I've got just a few different picks.
What you got?
First, I'm going to go with Chase Elliott. He's got to be pissed. All right. Then I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney. Now, if I'm Ryan Blaney, I'm going to Joey and saying, dude, I'm going to win this and you're going to help me.
And you're not going to wreck me.
Or
please,
you will not finish another race the rest of the season. I don't care if you're in the chase. You won't finish. That's what I would do.
All right.
But then I'm going to go with McDowell will be my third pick. I like McDowell.
There too.
But I'm going to say Brad's going to win it. Brad Keselowski.
Brad K.
And, if
I would be all right with that.
I was, well, his teammate has shown some promise driving their cars. Brad's seen the light a few times.
Yeah, and McDowell and Gilliland are in RFK affiliated equipment at least.
Yeah.
They're an affiliate team, so either Brad needs to, I don't know, man. Like I said earlier, I would like to see Brad run one more season. Run next year, 2023, and then in 2024, I don't know who we got that'll be ready from the Xfinity series, but move somebody up in that car, step back, and focus on the performance aspect of the car.
Well, if I was anybody other than Blaney and Truex, and I'm already in, I would sit back. I wouldn't wreck. There would be a second group of cars behind the pack.
Yeah, if I was Truex, I would think I would hang around the back all day and hope Blaney.
But if you're already in the playoffs, aren't you going to hang out too?
Maybe if you don't want to get hurt, but otherwise you're looking for those playoff points that you're going to need in the playoffs. Playoff points are huge. So if you're in the playoffs, you're locked in. So your only objective, that's what I like about it. We have 15 drivers who can't just hang back. Their only objective is they've got to get playoff points. If they hang back, it's going to affect them. They need every point they can get to make it to the next round of the playoffs. They got to go for it.
But
Blaney has to go for
the same thing.
No,
the playoffs
Blaney
are
has
the
to
same.
Go for it, and all 15 drivers have to go for it.
It's when you're in.
When you're in, yes, but once you're in the playoffs, you have to have.
It's still when you're in. If you win, you're in.
There's only 3 races to win, though.
That's right.
So there's 16 drivers. So everybody needs every single point that everybody can get.
I'd hang back.
I think the only person hanging back, Truex should be running in the back with Rick Ware Racing. And
look, if you're
he needs to stay away from Rick Ware and needs to run back with BJ McLeod.
Yeah, he needs to run way, way back.
I want to see Truex pushing BJ all day.
If you ride in the back and don't allow them to lap you, the leaders, you will probably have a top 10 finish by the end of the race.
Probably.
Because the big one's going to happen 2 or 3 times. Because this is going to be the Daytona 500 with fewer laps and everybody on acid. It's a bumper car race. It's going to be insane.
Oh, it's going to be crazy, man. I can't wait. Next week's show, dude, we'll be back in the studio next week, huh?
Next Monday night, we're going to be recording. Holy cow.
And then we leave Tuesday.
Live.
Then we don't leave Tuesday. That's crazy. All right. That's all I got this week. After the show's over, we're going to play some music. And one of our fans, Scotty, he's picked out a song. Now, his music taste is not the best, everybody. I'm just going to pre-warn you, but we like Scott. So we like all our fans. Actually, I'm open to suggestions. I mean, we record this on Anchor, as you know, and Anchor allows us to close our shows with any song off Spotify because Spotify owns Anchor. So Scott's picked the song this week. But if any other fans have any suggestions, send me what you got.
What is it?
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Are you going to?
I'm going to play it when the show's over, and you're going to hear it.
You're going to make me wait to hear Scott's Air Supply choice?
Yeah. Once you hear his choice, then you'll know what song he likes. But I'll tell you, I'm just kidding, man. It's the name of the song.
Beyonce.
No, he didn't pick. I was surprised he didn't pick Britney Spears or Hanson, to be honest with you, but he didn't. He went with Wolf Mother is the name of the band, and the song is called Sundial. So just go check that out.
Never heard of him.
When the show's closing out, you'll hear some Wolf Mother today. But thanks to everybody who follows our show, listens to us on social media, who shares our tweets, all that. We greatly appreciate it. If you have a song suggestion, tweet it, send it to me, let me know. We'll play your song. Make sure you check us out on Spotify and rate us. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcast and leave us a review. And check out our website at racecarbackwards.com. Other than that, enjoy the song and have a good week, everybody. You good, Jamie?
I don't hear it.
It'll play after we're done. You got to say bye.
Oh, bye. I thought you were going to hit play so we could hear it.
Oh, we all can hear it when we listen to the show. We can't hear it while we're recording the show.
You're going to splice it in there?
Yeah, I added in at the end.
Oh, man. God.
I have to edit this show so much today. You're killing me, Smalls.
I wouldn't edit a damn thing. Just throw it on there. Even the 20 minutes of pause while Ripken loses.
You're ranting about your dog. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good week. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to a race car spelled backwards.